Hey everybody, my name is Nystrom. I play guitar in Katatonia and you're watching Morow.com.
Idle stare, who will come forth from the dry.
Our influences are many and from very different kind of genres in music. When we started the band, the influences was mostly within hard rock and heavy metal. 80s kind of style. That was the stuff we grew up with. You know, we were teenagers like everybody else and liked Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and these kind of bands. They are still influential for us today, but it has changed more. As we become older, our senses are broadened, and of course we become more open-minded. A lot of more influences started coming into our sound in the 90s. A lot more singer-songwriter influences like Red House Painters, Jeff Buckley, Tori Amos, Simon and Garfunkel, stuff like this. And we try to blend that together with the kind of heavy metal that we know. And this more or less became the trademark sound of Katatonia.
Left me with the pills.
The band was formed over 20 years ago in 1991, which is a really long time. It was formed by only me and the singer as a duo, Jonas Renkse. And at this time, our ambitions wasn't that high. We were happy just to have a band and play. Go to rehearsal was enough actually. But eventually your dreams become bigger and a lot of your friends had record deals. So we felt we should also give it a shot. And we actually got a record deal in 92. So we released our first album in 93. And from there on it just, there was no looking back anymore. We found what we wanted to do, and this is something we kept going since then. We had problems in the beginning finding the rest of the members to complete the lineup, so we were struggling for some years with different guitarists, but at the end of the 90s we finally found a lineup that we had for 12 years, and that made the most of the albums that we are known for and that people love the most. So yeah, it's been a continuous ride. It's been a long ride, but a good ride, and here we are, 2014. Ambition is still the same. Still the two guys who formed the band in this constellation. We're still going and still having just as fun. Well, it was kind of a big deal. As I said, that lineup had lasted for 12 years. It was Daniel Lyrical, our drummer, who decided to quit. And also another member called Sodo, Per Eriksson, on guitar, which also left the band. And it happened a little bit too abrupt and almost at the same time. So it was kind of a big blow for the band. You know, we didn't really know how to solve. We had tours booked and everything, so we needed to bring in session musicians to help out, and this is what we have done on this tour. We have Bruce Sword on guitar, which is a friend of ours playing in another band from the UK called the Pineapple Thief. And we have a local guy called JP on drums and percussion who's helping out on that. So everything worked out really well in the end. It's just that the lineup ain't the same, and these two new guys on stage here tonight, they are not permanent members of the band, but they are very competent musicians.
From the driveway and find my blood and clothes and rust.
We try to treat stuff that is not really the ordinary subjects everybody that comes to you in everyday life. It's mostly about more abstract stuff. Also the stuff that's a little bit taboo to touch upon. We do include topics that involves, a lot of dark subjects, so it's a lot of mystery, suspense, death, But there's also a lot of hope in there as well. So we try to find a balance actually between it. But it's not something that we don't pick it just for the sake of picking it. It's actually more subconscious. If you start writing, you more or less end up with this subject without knowing it yourself. So I think it comes from deep within us. It's a natural thing.
My soul, a wind now. I will reap a storm. You saw me sliding away from the sun. And tomorrow
we have been lucky to actually use more or less the same guy, Travis Smith, an American guy, for last 13 or 14 years, I think. And he is a talent, because this guy, he only needs to hear our vision, get our notes, listen to our music, read our lyrics, and he will visualize what that's about into graphics. And this is something, it's really a scenario of, if it ain't broken, why fix it? We're not seeking to work with anybody else if it's, you know, representing us so well. And he's doing a fantastic job. I'm so pleased with the stuff we did on the last album. It's stuff that people actually say that they would like to have framed on their walls at home. And that's quite a compliment. So I think we did something really good there. Really happy with it.
but past the veil, the memories of things still.
We give him keywords while we are recording the album, always in terms of color. We often know the color of the album way in advance. So we give him the color, the tone, and then as soon as a song is ready, we send him the title of the song, and he sends back an email saying, I have 10 ideas already. So this is how we work together. And he sends some sketches or mock-ups, and I say, that element is right or that element is wrong. And then we just, every day we just send this communication back and forth until we hit where everybody says, don't touch it anymore, this is perfect. I think the tour came as an answer to the acoustic album, because people asked us, will you tour when you have made this album? And we said, we don't know. Would you like us to do it? Could be interesting. And here we are, we're doing it now. It's not a long tour, just 10 days. I think we more or less saw this as an experiment as well. The acoustic album was an experiment. So this tour is an experiment too, but it's working out really well. We get to play venues we never thought we were going to step our foot in. You know, we have played churches, big antique old churches, where the acoustics and the aesthetics are perfect for this music. It enhances the whole sound. We have a quite quiet sound now with the acoustics. We don't have any live drums, no distortion, nothing like this, no amps, no amplifiers. Just stripped down, focus on the song with the vocals on top.
It's made of lead and so beautiful. Solution.
Well, it's kind of a cliche thing, this whole religious thing with metal. Metal always had kind of a, you know, how it rubbed off on metal. Metal always kind of had it like a tongue-in-cheek. It's fine to mock religion, more or less, you know. A lot of bands used anti-Christian themes as an image to bring their bands into a career, you know. Everybody, of course, will have their own right and this, you know, opinion and decision to do whatever they want, to do what they feel is right for themselves and their band. Just as any kind of Christian would do the same. But we are not a religious band at all. we enjoy the beauty of the churches, and that's as far as it goes, you know.
White sun, spring of wealth.
I don't know. I see I see Katatonia is showing up more in those circles these days. We're being debated. I see, you know, a lot more by the prog people. We're being mentioned in the press, being described more progressive than ever before, actually, and that's fine with us, you know. I like the word progressive. It's a really good word because it doesn't just mean or define a musical term, which is what most people think about when they hear prog. It means progressive. The definition of progressive, that is what I like, because it means that, for an instance, what we're doing right now, changing our whole sound into a different environment and taking that further with the band, that's really progressive. After this tour, we go back home. I have to complete another project, which is a DVD that we recorded for a 20-year anniversary. So it's going to come out in autumn. We do some summer festivals, of course, and then we actually have to look at writing a new album. So I think the rest of the autumn and also winter, we will see ourselves very busy writing and hopefully recording as soon as possible.
Do you have some clues for the new album?
I do. We don't have any titles or anything yet, but musically I think it's fair to say that the last album proved totally how heavy we go. And now with this version proves also we can take it even so far away with the same songs and do it in a calm texture, almost breaking into another genre of music. And if you combine them two together, I think a new album is actually the proof that it can still be Katatonia.